everybody, welcome back to the channel, or maybe welcome to the channel for the first time. I'm Justin, this is Whiskey and Rides, and the colors of the trees have really started to change the last couple weeks. We are in the throes of fall, and you know what that means? Winter is coming to the Forgotten Corner in southern Alberta. It won't be long before we're in a terrible deep freeze, begging for a little bit of that global warming we've been hearing so much about. So it is definitely then time to start thinking about winterizing the bike. And I thought I'd take a few minutes while out on this ride on this beautiful October evening and talk about what I do to winterize my bike. And you know, it's nothing too fancy, but I thought I would share it. Maybe it'll help some folks out. I don't know if it's the right things to be doing, but it's worked for me for a lot of years. And if you got any ideas of your own, go ahead, put them in the comments down there. I want to definitely see if there's anything else I should be doing, or maybe if there's other people have had success with. So the first thing that I do, and I think this is one of the most important things I do every year, is I always try to put my bike away with a really good deep cleaning done. And there's a couple reasons I do that. One is, to be really honest, I really don't do it as much as I probably should throughout the year, so I want to make sure that I get all the gunk and grime off before putting it away. But second, and probably more important, is if I purposely give it a deep clean, you know, pull the saddlebags off, pull the front fairing off, have a look at everything, wipe all the bugs out, what it forces me to do is really get my hands and eyes on the entirety of the bike. And then that leads to me maybe finding some problems that I didn't know existed, or catch some things before they become problems, and allows me to do the work over the winter so I'm not eating up valuable riding time. The second thing I do, and I don't know if I have to do this. Some people try to tell me it's snake oil, other people swear by it. I've done it for years and it's never given me any trouble. Is I always add fuel stabilizer into my fuel when I'm putting the bike away for the winter. I go ahead, I top it up with clean fuel, put the fuel stabilizer in, and really just gives me a bit of peace of mind. If you believe the guy on the box, he tells you that it's going to prevent condensation from forming and prevent the fuel from gumming up and gumming up your fuel system. I don't know if any of that's true, but I haven't had any problems with it, so I keep doing that every year. So the third thing that I do, and it's a bit of a habit that I got into years and years back when I actually used to ride bikes as a kid, is I always check my tire pressure and make sure it's topped up properly. Now, winter in southern Alberta, our temperatures can go from, you know, 40 below one week, and the next week maybe even be up as high as plus 10, plus 15. So those temperature swings really wreak havoc on the air pressure in your tires. So I figured, to give it the best chance, I'm going to make sure on a cooler day I top the tires up to their proper spec tire pressure and leave them set like that. If I do get the chance to go out riding during the winter, I always check them again, make sure they're good. But yeah, just a little thing that I do to maybe save myself some problems and make sure the tires aren't going flat, cracking sidewalls, all sorts of that kind of stuff. Would you look at that? And I guess the final thing that I do, and technically this isn't a winterization thing, but I use it more in the winter, is I always make sure my bike gets put on a battery tender in the winter. Myself, I like to use the Genius battery tender. Supposedly they cycle the battery during the charging cycles. It's supposed to be better for the battery itself, promote longevity, yada yada yada. All those fancy things they put on the box. Again, I don't know if it's true or not, but what I do know is since I've started doing that, every time that I go to start my bike in the spring, she fires right up, no problem. The battery's always solid. Oh, watch what you're doing there, lady. really the 4 winterization practices that I do. If you wouldn't mind, take a couple minutes, tell me about the ones that you do. What do you do to your bike every winter? Or maybe you're one of those lucky guys who live somewhere where you never have to worry about winterizing your bike. And if you are, I'm pretty jealous. But anyway, that's about all I got for tonight. Gonna take a cruise to the park here, maybe take a couple fall pictures with the bike, and get back home before the dark sets in. So until next time, this is Whiskey and Rides.